So of all the stories we covered, the Twitter files, what we've learned from Elon Musk's archive at Twitter really is one of the few that will endure. It's probably the most consequential investigative journalism in memory. And that journalism proves that the highest levels of the federal government coordinated with the social media companies to suppress dissent, to end the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Today, the House Judiciary Committee held hearings on this story. Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett used the opportunity to attack two of the journalists behind the Twitter files, Matt Taibbi and Michael Shellenberger.
The Republicans have brought in two of Elon Musk's public scribes to release cherry-picked, out-of-context emails and screenshots designed to promote his chosen narrative, Elon Musk's chosen narrative, that is now being parroted by the Republicans because the Republicans think that these witnesses will tell a story that's going to help them out politically. This isn't just a matter of what data was given to these so-called journalists before us now. Mr. Chairman, I'm not exaggerating when I say that you have called before you two witnesses who pose a direct threat to people who oppose them.
It's almost unbelievable that a fascist like that could wind up in the U.S. Congress, arguing in Congress for censorship. It's beyond. Michael Shellenberger is one of the journalists who brought us this information. He's the founder of the Substack Public. He joins us tonight. Michael Shellenberger, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, there's so much to the story. We could spend 3 hours. We probably should. But how did you respond to statements like that in the U.S. Congress, a sitting member of Congress saying that?
Well, it was a very disturbing event, Tucker, as you pointed out. I mean, this is, they then proceeded to demand to know who our sources were, which, of course, we were unwilling to share with them. And it's important to remember the context here. We were revealing here, this is way beyond woke censorship within Twitter. Right. We've now discovered a censorship industrial complex that includes government-funded entities that are doing state-sponsored censorship, and it includes Department of Homeland, the Department of Homeland Security agencies. We have the FBI involved. They've now working with the National Science Foundation to make $40 million worth of grants to create little censorship centers in universities around the country, all done in the name of fighting disinformation, but in fact are spreading disinformation, spreading conspiracy theories, as we saw them do with the Russiagate, the Russia hoax. We saw them spread the conspiracy theories around Hunter Biden's laptop. They are now seeking widespread use of artificial intelligence to censor accurate information. We've now seen Facebook and Twitter caught censoring accurate information about coronavirus vaccinations because they were worried that it would lead to vaccine hesitancy. So this story has really evolved. There's much more to say on it. We're still discovering a lot of information, but what you're basically seeing here is the rise of a for-profit censorship industry funded by American taxpayers to censor real-world information. And this is basically a turning of the national security state from the kind of psychological operations they launched abroad into the United States, using the exact same kind of influence operation tactics that they used abroad on the American people. It's a huge scandal. A lot more to come on this story in the weeks and months to come.
But it's also just blatantly illegal. This is against law. This is a crime. This is against the Constitution of the United States, the Bill of Rights. How can this? Why has no one been arrested for this? I don't understand.
Well, I mean, we've all just sort of stumbled across it. At first, we couldn't figure out why it was that you had DHS and FBI and all these, and the White House interfering and making demands on the social media platforms to censor people. And then we realized that it was actually very well organized. It was coordinated. There was efforts by various think tanks to insist that reporters not properly cover the Hunter Biden laptop story, pre-bunking it in advance. It's incredibly well coordinated. It's very shocking, and you're absolutely right. The U.S. government cannot infringe upon the right of media companies to protect free speech. You cannot hire somebody to censor. So this subcontracting, the contracting of taxpayer money of organizations to engage in censorship is absolutely illegal. We've been promised, there was many people we met with today in Congress who have promised to get to the bottom of it. We've got to defund and dismantle the censorship industrial complex before it really undermines our whole democratic system.
Yeah, it's a crime. It's that simple. And we so appreciate your journalism. As always, Michael Shellenberger.
Thanks, Tucker.
Thank you.